What's up, everybody? Dante here. Now, I've been the one who's been talking about the Apple Watch for a while, and I'm wondering, I don't see the point of them. So, like I said recently, I did the unboxing of the Apple Watch SE, and I've been using it for a few weeks, and my thing is, I'm still trying to figure out what's this watch actually good for. Because one of the things I realized is that for a watch, you need a watch to tell you time, right? So this watch gives you extra features like notifications as far as text messages, tracking your footsteps and your whereabouts when it comes to your fitness apps and things like that. When it comes to just overall, like having a notification on your wrist at all times to tell you what you need to do and what you need to take care of during the course of whatever you're doing. So for me, I've been using it as a fitness app from time to time. And one of the things I notice about it is that it tracks your footsteps. I would say it's very fairly accurate to what you're doing. It depends on what it is. Like, I go running 3 miles from time to time. So it follows my footsteps and tells me how many steps I take within the course of a day. Then after that, it's kind of hard for me to find out what else can I do with this watch during the course of a day. What's inside this watch is a dual-core processor. So for me, it doesn't have the blood oxygen sensor, which was fine. I didn't really care for that feature. But it has, the heart monitor and the fall detection, all those things that come with the watch. Now, the heart monitor works very well, which is interesting to see how it works since it's on your wrist. So I think that's very amazing. But during the course of a day, I follow my heartbeat, and it seemed like a regular heartbeat. I don't really have no real heart problems when it comes to like beat rhythms and all those things. But over the course of 2 weeks I've been using it, it's just, after I tell time and do my fitness exercises during the course of a day, what else is this watch good for? Right? I've been always talking myself out of getting one of these, so I finally stepped into the game and got me one. Now, if you watch a lot of these Apple Watch reviews, that they pretty much say the same thing. They added a new feature, they test it out and see if it's good or not, and that's that. For me, I've used this watch for about 2-3 weeks now, and it tells the time when I need it to. Notifications are great when I need them. One of the gripes I had with this is the text messaging. Like, sometimes it doesn't register what I'm trying to put down because of the finger swipe. It takes some time. You got to get used to it. Take your time. Actually trace out the letter you're trying to type out at the time. So it can be frustrating at first when you first try it, but then after a while, once you get used to it, see how it works and see how much patience you need to do it, works just fine. But it still was a gripe because I was having this issue with, what was I doing? I was trying to write a T, but it kept I was trying to put an X, and it kept registering a T, which I didn't understand. Like, I'm going this way, not this way. But I had that issue for a while. But after some time, it took some time to get used to, and I'm used to it. Still annoying, but I'm used to it. And there's a couple things that this watch does I think is pretty cool. Like, that gesture you have to do when you have to look at the watch. You got to put it all the way up here, and it has a sensor, and it shows you like the time and the date or whatever watch face you have at the time. It was interesting that you don't really have to do that. If you just tilt the watch a little bit and just spin the dial, you can kind of brighten and dim the screen to see the time, or I actually have to bring it all the way up here. I thought that was a cool little feature that you could just turn the knob, like you just turn your watch a little bit, turn the knob, and you'll brighten and lighten the screen just to see the time. I think that was pretty cool. Now, what I also thought was interesting was it has a flashlight on it, but it's not like a little flashlight. What it does is bright the screen is up to like this white level, and you can kind of use that. Gimmicky, a little flimmicky, but it was working for what I needed to do at the time when I was testing that out. And it was pretty cool at the time, but yes, it does have a flashlight. It has this walkie-talkie feature. I didn't test that out because my mother has one. I didn't want to do this walkie-talkie feature with her, and I don't really know too many people with Apple Watches at this time, so I didn't try out that feature. What the Apple Watch basically is, it's an extension of your phone. One thing I realized during the course of like a day, and I was trying to see if I can just use my watch instead of my phone because I have the cellular version. What I did was I tried to use Spotify, go for a run, but I couldn't use just the watch. I had to take my phone with me, which was a little disappointment. So I thought I could just take my watch, put my headphones in there, connect to this, and I can just go running and just use this instead of having to carry the phone, the watch, and some headphones all at the same time. So that was a bit disappointing. So when I play Spotify, it plays on my phone, it doesn't play on the watch. So I was trying to see if I can get my headphones to connect to this and just run with the watch. I thought I wanted to see if that was possible, but it wasn't at the time. Little disappointed about that. The thing I do like about smartwatches in general is that you can kind of change the armband to what you like. Right now I have the basic black one. I'm not too sure about those loop band ones. I see a lot of, what can I say? I see a lot of comments about those where it's a little people are frustrated with those because you can get it too tight or too loose. So it's still up in the air, and you got to get the wrap around your wrist and kind of get the right number to send it off to. I'm interested in those because I kind of like that whole expand thing and just slide it on. I don't have to snap this and tighten this and all that stuff. I kind of like that. Just slide it on and it goes on. So I'm looking to that later on when it's feasible for me and like financial liable for me. So right now I'm not really jumping to spend that much money on an armband. Now, another thing with smartwatches, you can kind of take phone calls with them. I've never done that. I will never do that. I'm not going to take a phone call from my watch. I'm not going to be like, yo, what's up, y'all? I'm chilling right now. I'm just all right, man. I'm not going to do that. So for me, if you take phone calls on your watch, that's up to you. I don't knock it. But for me, I'm not doing it because I don't see the point. But there's people that do it. I don't knock you. That's just not for me. The speaker quality on this Apple Watch SE is decent. Siri still annoys me, so I don't really use her at all. So, but the speakers were pretty good. I was trying to see that feature with the washing hands. Now, I know in the Series 6 that you can just start washing your hands, that it'll hear the sound of the water running, and it'll give you a timer. Mine didn't do that, so I was trying to find that feature, and I couldn't find it in time before I did this review. But like I said, I couldn't test it out. I was trying to get it to work, but it didn't work. But overall, for this review video of the Apple Watch SE, I always gotta sometimes I get that all mixed up, is that for the price point, I can't complain about it. I think it's a decent price point for this type of watch. This is the 44 millimeter, so I spent $305 for this because I had the cellular version with it. So for me, I think that's a better deal for me. $400-500 for a watch that just has some features that you can do, and it's a smartwatch, is a bit expensive in my opinion. But for me, I think this is a pretty good watch because, you know, average decent like battery type watch can run you $100 to $200. So having a digital watch with different watch faces and all those things that you can kind of customize it to your liking, not bad for the price point. But for me, a person who's been talking himself out of getting a smartwatch for the longest period of time, finally took the jump, and I must say, it's not a bad watch. You know, like I said, for the price point that I spent for it. If I spent $500-600, I'd be really disappointed for it. But for this price point, I'm good with it. And just in general, when it comes to smartwatches, it all depends on what you want from a smartwatch. For me, like, I needed something to tell time and a couple of notifications, mostly my fitness. When I'm going out to workout, cardio, weightlifting, I can keep track of all that with just my watch. I don't got to pull out my phone and do the same thing. So this is like makes it a little easier to keep track of your fitness goals. That's what I think a smartwatch is actually good for. And, you know, to each his own when it comes to your personal preference when it comes to a smartwatch. But that's pretty much it for my little review of this Apple Watch SE. It's a smartwatch. My likes and dislikes basically is about it. And I can't complain. It's not a bad watch. I don't recommend spending more than what I paid for it. That's all. Thank you guys for watching this video. Hope you like it. Hit that like, subscribe button, share this video, and stay tuned for the podcast. I got an episode coming up soon. Hope you like it. Thank you guys for everything. Hope you enjoyed this video. See you guys in the next video. Peace.